In a world without magic, a world much like our own, danger still creeps around every corner. But where there's danger, there's always someone willing to take up the risk.
And opens her mouth wide.
God, is there anybody normal in this city at all?
Well, you know me, boys. I do love an apocalyptic event.
Since 2020, $2 Creature Feature has delivered a high-quality Monster of the Week podcast in association with Althaven TTRPG Network. In Season 1, we traveled with Severus Vardy's Traveling Fun Fair. In Season 2, we solved the mystery of what lurks at the heart of Jupiter Hollow. Now, a new team must stand up to the threats that are out of this world. $2 Creature Feature proudly presents Season 3, Atlas.
The archipelago of Hookbar is a collection of strange islands in the far south Indian Ocean. The islands are mountainous, densely forested and sparsely populated. A space where strange things wash in on the tide. Where secrets hide deep in caves and unspeakable horrors lurk just out of sight. As the afternoon begins to dip into evening, the sky is washed with deep purples and oranges. The steel-grey waves beat at the rocky shores. But on the largest island, just outside of a small town called Port Staples, a man stands watching a distant storm roll in. The heavy clouds on the horizon seem to bubble and twist. It will be here soon. From his vantage on the hill, he can look out over the port below, the meagre boats coming and going, and yet unaware of the storm fast approaching. This man is Chief Ranger Lester. Tall, balding, with a kindly yet tired face. He turns from his vigil to the old ranger station, and passing through the glass front door, he locks it, flips the closed sign, and then pushes a shelf in front of the door for good measure. As he moves, the radio on his hip crackles as a voice comes through the static. Chief, come in, Chief, it's Gina. Hi, Sweet Pea, how you doing? How's the search? Any signs of the missing boy? Dad, I told you not to call me that. I'm not 8 anymore, remember? Sorry, honey. But seriously, are there any signs? No, I've just made it to the wreck. I'm gonna find a way in, but it's not looking good. Has Brett reported in yet? Or Sherman? No, I'm starting to worry, actually. We may need to regroup and go out after them. Well, once I search the wreck, we can set out together. That's fine. I have something to deal with here. As he speaks, Lester is locking doors and windows, barricading those he can. He flicks on the light switch to drive away the ever-increasing shadows, but there is no flicker of light. It doesn't come on. Okay, Dad, I better go. I think I can see movement, actually. I'll keep you posted. Okay, Gina, be careful. I know. Gina out. Wait. Sweet Pea, I love you. I love you too, Dad. I'll see you soon. The radio crackles into static again. Lester steps into his office, a small, cramped room filled with furniture. His desk is piled high with paperwork and books, takeaway containers and coffee cups. But behind the desk, plastered across the entire wall, is a maze of photographs, newspaper clippings and maps. Some have been thumbtacked, others have been nailed into place, regardless of what was once underneath. There are a dozen missing persons posters as well, faces staring out. Strips of tape or marker connecting faces with news articles and locations. Lester picks up the phone. Hello, Ernest. This is Chief Ranger Lester again. Listen, something's come up. I won't be able to pick you up from the ferry when you arrive, but I have asked a young fella by the name of Alistair Stern to pick you up. He'll be waiting. Chief Lester pins the phone between his ear and shoulder as he opens a cabinet inside his office and retrieves a Ranger-issue shotgun. He begins loading shells into it. So anyway, I've got my hands full with something right now, but the other Rangers are out in the field, so I guess what I'm saying is I just need you to be ready to jump into the deep end when you arrive. Don't worry, I'll explain properly when you get here. It's not a big deal. For a moment, he lets his eyes run over the faces staring out of the missing persons posters. Just the usual Ranger stuff, you know. Anywho, looking forward to meeting you. I hope you'll be a good fit. Anyway, Lester out. He hangs up. Moving quickly, Lester props the gun on his hip and pauses to touch a hand to a family photo on the wall. It's Lester with his 2 children, a boy and a girl, all of them smiling. Switching on a flashlight, he clips it to the barrel of the gun. He turns and marches out of the office. The shadows are long, stretching and contorted like monstrous shapes that dance along the walls. From somewhere there is the sound of breaking glass. Chief Lester levels the shotgun and begins to take measured breaths. "I know what you're here for," he calls out, "but I'm not going to go down without a fight." He racks a shell into the chamber. "Come on, let's get this over with." Lester steps into the reception room. The last orange rays of the sun stream in and glint off the smashed glass door. From behind him, Lester hears an animalistic growl, unlike anything he's ever heard. He spins. From outside, the ranger station looks small, shrouded in shadow. Meanwhile, a small ferry chugs through the sea, buffeted by heavy waves as the storm rolls overhead. The ferry is old, rust-stained, and smells like diesel fumes. Emerging from the bridge, atop a small observation deck, is a young man. He screws up his eyes, trying to see past the waves and the spattering rain. But ahead is only mist and slate sea. This is Ernest Marsh.
Ernest Marsh is a young man of around his early 20s, 21, 22. He is wearing a dark green bomber jacket, and jammed on his head is a fleece bomber cap. Bomber cap? Pilot cap? Who knows? It's one of those white type of ones with the fleece on the ear cups and all that type of stuff. All over his jacket is a strewn of camping and scouting badges, and he is holding his phone that has one of those really chunky waterproof cases on up high into the air, trying to get a signal of like, there was a phone call, but it didn't get through. He's like moving along to different areas of the platform to try and get a bit of signal to hear this phone call. As he's looking up, we see that he has sandy blonde hair and a face strewn with freckles over his nose.
All right, as you are searching for the signal, the door behind you squeaks open and a tall woman steps out beside you. She's wearing wire-framed glasses and has her hair tied up. Her face is stern and serious. She wears a suit with a grey raincoat over the top. She looks at you with polite disinterest and stares out at the waves. You, don't look like you're prepared for this. No raincoat?
Ernest looks at her as a flap of his cap falls onto his face and water strews down his chin and down his throat, and he feels it going into the last remains of dry part of his shirt. He wriggles a little bit. It's like pushing the hat back up. It's like, oh yeah, I was just going to step out for a second. I wasn't really,
I see. Are you traveling for work or pleasure?
I'll work. I'm hopefully the new park ranger here.
Oh, I see. That sounds fun.
Oh yeah. I've been doing a vet course and all that to get the qualifications for it. What about you? Work or any quotes pleasure?
Oh, work. My name is Dr. Pike. I might see something of you while I'm there. I'm just here for a research trip.
Okay. His attention is drawn away as he hears a ding go off from his phone, and he looks over and frowns as he sees it's just the message from his parents and not the one that he was sure he was going to get from Lester.
Dr. Pike nods to you and steps back inside the bridge.
Good evening.
She doesn't hear you. She closes the door. You look down and you see that there is a text from your parents It basically just says, let us know when you arrive safe, give us a text. But as you are trying to respond, trying to see if you have any signal, you see something else come through. It is a voice message from Chief Lester.
Ernest plays the message and puts it next to his ear and squints a little bit, frowns a little bit as he hears the details of it. And as it finishes, looks at the phone. I have to start when I get there. Does that mean I got the job? He's like, does a double take. He's like, did I get the job?
The ear flap goes in his face.
The ear flap goes in his face again as the water again. It's like, ah!
Right, as you are disentangling yourself from the flaps of your hat, you watch as the rain and the mist clear for a moment. You feel the wind has shifted and begins to blow the mist away, and you see the islands emerging. The islands are already close, rising out of the tossing sea.
As it moves closer to the islands, the ship gets buffeted more and more by these raging waves, and Ernest begins to start to retch.
Now that he has a reference point to see how much the ship's moving.
It's like, oh, that's how much... Oh.
Okay.
As you were trying to hold your lunch down, the islands become clearer. You can see that they are forested, mountainous masses rising out of the rocky shore and the deep water. As you approach, you can distinguish island from island. Some are large with small mountains and ridges. Others are so small it seems unlikely that they would have a name. But here and there you see fishing boats all returning in from different directions with, even from this distance you can tell, meager catches. Winding through the waterways that separate the island, you pass a peeling old lighthouse sitting on a jagged little rock, surrounded by a reef. Just like you, all these ships are heading towards the largest island, Hookbar, and the town of Port Staples. Behind you, the grizzled little captain taps on the glass and motions for you to step inside. As you do, he grunts, "Nearly there. Best get your things." As you go to leave, you hear a crackling from the radio as a transmission tries to get through.
Ernest stops for a little bit as he's picking up his bags, hearing the signal, and turns up. It's like, you guys don't get a great signal here, do you?
No, damn thing's always acting up. Hard to get a clear signal on a good day.
He punches it.
Yeah, he's slapping the side of it. Anyway, it's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, okay. Ernest, thinking to himself, I feel like a captain of a ship should be concerned about the tide. Because that was the one word he was able to pick out, is tide. It was like, I feel like that's something a shipman should care about. Anyway, he's going to start heading down.
Meantime, on the old docks of Port Staples, Alistair Stern is waiting, with a small cardboard sign that has Ernest Marsh scrawled across it in pen. He stands under the shelter of the ticket booth beside the community notice board. The ink on the sign is beginning to run a little.
Alistair Stern is a young man of about 19 years old. He is very thin and very pale, and he wears really dark clothes. He's wearing a pair of black Doc Martens and ripped black jeans and a dark coloured checked shirt. And his hair is shaved at the sides and kind of long and curly, flowing over his face. And the fringe is dyed like a dark green colour. And it's slowly sticking to his face, and he's trying to resist the urge to keep pushing it out of his face as he's kind of standing there, trying not to get too wet, holding this sign that's slowly getting more soggy and slowly running. And he's kind of hoping that the ferry comes in before the name is completely illegible. And he watches the faces of dock workers and people that work in this area all walking away from him, finishing up their day's work, going home, getting out of the storm, while Alistair's standing there facing the clouds and the rain. The community pinboard behind you has flyers for school recitals and holiday programs, church events, and at the bottom corner you can see the missing persons posters.
issued by the Hookbar police station. You see faces smiling out at you. A middle-aged woman with dark eyes. The name reads Michelle Honecke. You know her. Underneath you see a young man grimacing. Bernard Dougal. Underneath that, another face and another name. Underneath that, another face and another name. There must be a dozen, maybe more. Alistair, you know these faces, you recognize these names. They're the parents of kids you went to school with. They're the guy who worked at the gas station. It seems like now they're just names and faces on a flyer, but you know that they are real people. And no one else seems to care. One dock worker passes you and you recognize him as a guy that you went to school with only a year or two before. He's now working as a fisherman on one of these trawlers. He goes, "Hey, Alistair, is that... Ali, what are you doing here?"
Hey, Mark. Working.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like working.
Yeah, it's great. Nice and dry, too.
Yeah, I was going to go to the pub, but if you're working...
Yep.
Anyway, I'll catch you. He turns up his
Alright.
collar against the rain and heads off.
Yep. I'll just stay here, I guess.
You are relieved at the sound of the ferry blaring its horn.
Oh, finally.
As you turn to look, the ferry is pulling in. They are throwing ropes down to the dockhands who are fastening it on, and the little bridge is being put out.
Alistair watches eagerly and he's trying to toss up whether he stays or if he walks down. And while he's doing this, he's just thinking to himself, trying to remember any time in his life when the ferry was on time. And he can't think of it. And it's always the latest when he has to meet someone, it seems.
It does seem. You see as passengers begin to disembark, there are only a very small handful of them. Very quickly you see one of them, a young man wearing a green jacket and a bomber cap, waves to you as he shoulders his backpack and picks up his bag and starts moving towards you. He has recognized your sign.
At this point, Alistair decides definitely not to leave the partial shelter and just nods and waits for him to come up.
Ernest walks up, and as he's walking, begins to peer more at the sign. As he reaches where Alistair is standing, he says, points to the sign, "Is that Ernest Marsh or Hey Arnold?"
Well, listen, man, I take it you're Ernest.
"Yes."
Alistair folds up the sign and tosses it in a bin. He's like, "Yeah, I'm surprised that thing held up. My name's Alistair. I was asked to pick you up. Apparently, Lester couldn't meet you or something."
Yeah, last minute change. And Ernest holds out his hand.
Okay.
In a very awkward type of way. Just it's like the arm's straight and then extends from his, his hip out.
Alistair looks at it a bit confused and then kind of absent-mindedly shakes it. Yeah, cool. We should probably get out of the rain.
Yeah, he looks up at the rain, looks down, it's like, I'm not too prepared for this.
Yeah, I can see. You must be mad to try and find a job here at this time of year.
Oh, well, I mean, I wasn't even sure if I had the job. Apparently I do have the job. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know.
I didn't tell you if you had the job.
Oh, it was more of like a, hey, come and see type of... I don't know.
This island is not the kind of place somebody comes and sees. Nobody just comes here on a whim.
Ernest flashes his eye away from Alistair at the notice board and sees the plethora of missing persons posters and frowns again, thinking of Lester's message, and pulls his eyes away back to Alistair, still with that frown.
You can see Alistair's not noticed and he's slowly walking towards the car park.
As you both begin to make the dash for the car park, you are halted by the blaring of a ship's horn. Ernest, to you, this just sounds like anything that would be happening in a port. You're not from a shipping town. Alistair, you recognize this as a distress signal, this particular pattern of horn bursts.
Alistair stops and holds up his hand. He's like, just a second, and he's going to take a couple steps backwards the way they came and look towards the port to see if he can figure out what's going on.
Coming out of the darkness, you can see that there is a last ship trying to make its way into port. It is riding low in the water, listing to one side. You can see that it is not looking good, and there are lights flashing from the ship itself as dockhands, those who are still on duty, rush to try and throw ropes to try and haul the ship into port.
Oh, hold up. Something's going on.
Ernest turns around and sees the boat hanged quite strongly to one side, frowns again, is like, no, that doesn't look quite right. No, that's...
Yeah, no, that ship just sent out a distress signal.
Sure?
Yeah, that's what that horn was. It's a special... Anyway, we should probably get down and see if we can help. Alice is going to start kind of jogging down.
All right, you make your way down. This is a few sections down in the port, further from the ferry. The ferry comes in at the top end, and this is towards the middle. As you get further down, you can see that this ship is indeed in a very bad way. Even from this distance, you can see that a whole side of railing has been ripped off. You can see gouges in the hull where it seems to be taking on water still. As the ship is being hauled by large ropes into the pier, you can see fishermen and crew jumping off as they try to make sure that they get to land before it sinks.
You can wait in the car if you want.
Ernest is standing a few meters behind you, drenched again, and looking at the boat. I was like, I'm here. I mean, I'm already here, so...
Okay, well, welcome to Hook Bar, I guess.
Welcome to Hook Bar.
Together, you are drawn into a curious little crowd of onlookers who are trying to help the fishermen who are jumping ship and throwing material overboard. As the crew clamber off, you can see one gruff man in a rain slicker standing at the prow as he surveys the damage despondently. He's sipping from a hip flask as he does so.
Once Alice has kind of seen that the ship's more or less safe and the crew are safe, he's going to stop whatever he's doing to help and walk up and go, "Hey, what happened here?"
The captain, as you now realize he must be, leans over what's left of the railing and goes, "Yep. Yeah, just another casualty of the moving reef."
"Where were you?"
"Oh, out by Silverland. I could have sworn it wasn't there, and then it was, and..."
"What wasn't there?"
Ernest holds his hand up. "Sir, Question, do reefs move?"
He's looking at you a little bit blearily, and he takes another swig. He's like, "They do around here, boy."
He looks at Alistair. That doesn't... It's not how it works. Anyway, he looks back up at the side. "Do you need a hand? Are you all right? You don't look... Is this your boat?" He points at the ship.
It was...
"What were you hauling?"
What? No, mackerel.
Oh, right.
We found a good shoal, actually. Just perfect little shoal. And then, whap, we hit something, and the net snagged on something, and...
Okay, so you said
crane arm broke, and
out past
gouged the
Silverland.
hull, and...
Do you have a precise location?
Precisely... What?
You said out past Silverland. Where exactly?
Ernest pokes Alistair a little bit. He's like, he might not be in the right place to talk about that. He doesn't look well.
Southwest Silverland, out near Putt Island.
Alistair takes out his phone and starts typing that. He's like, "Yeah, it doesn't look sober, that's for sure."
Look, kid, I can't repay the loans on this thing.
I'm not asking about the loans.
I'm done. This is it. I mean, this island, this whole place is cursed, and I'm probably just cursed with it, and God in heaven, this is the end, isn't it? He's gonna start weeping quietly as he starts clambering off the bow. You can see that the entire ship is still sinking. People are really just
he
watching.
He just pulls like a Pirates of the Caribbean and just steps off.
He's
as
sort of
it's
just
sinking.
Well, he goes to step, realizes he's too high, gets down on all fours, starts trying to meander out, and then slips and falls onto the pier next to you. He gets himself up and goes, "Ugh, they're gonna say I was drunk. They're gonna say I was insane, that there was a sea monster, and who knows, maybe it was. I'm gonna go to the pub." He starts meandering off, leaving his sinking ship.
Alistair continues to fill out the notes on his phone and take pictures of the ship.
Very quickly, you hear a car horn beeping, and then a voice booming out from behind you, a voice that you recognize all too well. All right, break it up. Nothing to see here.
Oh no.
Brett, can you go find someone to get this mess into a dry dock? Where's the captain?
Alistair's gonna tap Ernest and be like, "We should get going."
And striding towards you is a short man in a grey suit with sort of like a salmon pink tie. He's holding an umbrella over his head. He's gesturing angrily at just about everything, including the wrecked boat. He goes, "This is appalling. You can't park that here. Like, what do you think this is? This looks like Dresden, sending the totally wrong message." Brett, where are you?
Alistair's striding back to the car park and he's put his phone in his pocket and he's trying to avoid eye contact.
Whoa.
Okay.
Allie, what are you doing here?
What do you want? I'm working.
Allie, you're supposed to be, refitting the pool lights or something?
I have other...
Why are you here?
I have other jobs, Dad. You're not the only person I work for, you know?
Yes, I am. Well, I mean, you work for the council, technically,
Yeah.
but I run the council, so... Allie, what are you doing? This ship, are you doing something again? Is this another one of your blog theory conspiracy friends?
I was here. Dad, it's freezing, it's raining. I was here to pick up this... What was your name again? Marsh something? Marsh boy. I was here to pick him up. Anyway, I'm working. Dad, I'm busy.
What, you're a taxi driver now?
I guess so.
I thought you were the handyman.
Hello.
Look, you...
Hello. That's Marsh.
Dad,
Hello.
I am
Hi,
everything,
son.
okay?
He holds his hand. Hello.
Mayor Mallory Stern, very good to meet you.
This is my dad.
Ernest Marsh.
Ernest Marsh. Great. Listen, Allie,
Yeah.
you know how we talked about, you know how I always say that keeping this town running is the most important job
Yes.
you could have. And
Frequently.
yes, how is this, he gestures at all of Ernest, fulfilling that part of the job, son?
What, so you're just going to make this guy walk all the way to the ranger station?
Well, I don't know.
Somebody has to drive him.
Sorry, Rangers Station.
Hello, yes, sir. He holds his hand out again. Yes, I am the new...
He's a new park ranger or something.
Yes, thank you, Alistair. I am the new possible park ranger. Maybe. I'm not sure if I have a job.
Dad, it's raining, all right? I'm just
Fine.
I'm
It's
just
fine.
dropping into the ranger
It's fine.
station.
But if I hear anything about this
About what?
ship deal,
What do you...
I don't want to hear anything about it, Ali. I don't want to hear it.
Great, you're not going to.
Great. I don't want to hear anything on your Facebook or your tweeters or any of your blog stuff about this.
Alistair is walking away. Yep, cool, whatever, Dad.
Also, you,
Come on, Ernest.
Bomber Cap boy, when you see your boss, tell him he better call me because he's not been picking up the phone.
Ernest is like backing up and is like gives him 2 thumbs up and is like, if he is my boss, I will do that.
Marsh, you coming?
I'm coming. Yep.
Brett, come on. Can you please get someone to move oh, it's gone. Brett, can you get someone to pull the boat out of under the water? As you are heading back to the car, Ernest, you can see that Dr. Pike has also disembarked. She seems to be supervising several ship's hands who are unloading crates of equipment. Many of them are marked with fragile. You can see that Mayor Stern makes his way up to introduce himself to her. They seem to be chatting, and he is shepherding her towards a car that is waiting.
Alistair leads you into the car park, and he leads you past a few, decent-looking cars. This is kind of the end of the day, so there's not a lot of people here. And he leads you right to the end of the car park. And sitting there is an old 1978 Honda Civic that is gunmetal grey. Mm-hmm. And you can't tell if that's the colour it was painted or just that's the undercoat. It's very difficult to tell. It is also very rusted, and the passenger side door is bright orange. And Alistair leads you and starts unlocking the doors. Yeah, sorry about that. That's my dad. He stresses me out a lot, but I guess...
No,
anyway,
it's
you've
nice.
met him
It's
now.
nice. It's he's like peering at the paint. It's like, that's done with a paintbrush. That's a paintbrush. It's nice.
What, my dad, or...
What?
Oh, the car. Yeah, thanks. I like it.
Your dad?
So, anyway...
Wait, that was your... Oh, that was your dad. Okay,
Yeah,
right.
My dad's the mayor. He stresses me out a lot. But anyway, and he gets in the car and unlocks it, pushes the door open for you. So you can put your bag in the back if you want.
Ernest sits down with the bag on his lap and closes the door. It's like, okay. He buckles himself up, like the buckle over the bag to like hold it down. It's like, all right.
Alistair puts his seatbelt on and starts the car. He's like, all right, so Lester, he didn't give me many details, but he said to take you to the ranger station. So I guess, is that okay if I do that?
Yep. I was told they have a place for me to stay there.
I guess so. He didn't tell me, but
Yeah.
assume so.
Doesn't seem like the person to tell people much.
He usually is, but
Moves his head to the side slightly.
he's had a lot on his plate, I guess, lately.
Ernest thinks back to the missing persons posters. It's like, you mean with the missing persons? But surely that's for police. That's not park ranger business, unless they've been lost on the reserve.
Yeah, well, we're not the biggest community here. Everyone helps everyone.
He like looks over and sees off in the distance the fire station. Also has like fire station / like Mothers Union. It's like,
CWA.
CWA is like, yes, everything's a bit of everything here.
So Alistair starts driving up the road, sort of into town. And he's like, so why are you here again?
The park ranger.
Yeah, I know, but
From what I know, you guys have an incredibly large reserve with 4 acting park rangers. That is absurd.
yeah, like I said, we're a bit short-staffed, but like, why did you say yes? Because this is not the kind of place that you just come for fun. Like that.
Shrugs and starts looking out the window. Better than staying at home.
As you drive through the town of Port Staples, Ernest, you realise that it is small. It is huddled into the hillside for protection against the wind. The shop fronts of the houses feel somehow out of date, as though the building boom of the 1950s has been locked in place and nothing much has changed since. Nothing that strays too far towards what you could call modern. As you leave the town behind you, you follow the road up into the dense trees. They are immensely tall, a strange mix of pine and Tasmanian bluegum. They grow close and dense with bracken and brush undergrowth that grows right to the edge of the road. All of this is illuminated by the weak yellow headlights of Alistair's car.
Well, I guess if it's fresh air and stuff you want, we got plenty of that here.
Yeah. That's definitely the vibe I'm getting. He looks out over the vast wilderness.
So, how long are you staying? Like, just like a trial, or are you moving here? Like, what's...
Well, I thought it was just a trial, but if I am expected to be in action, then I don't know. It could be a few months, it could be a few years. Depends on how long they really want me.
So you don't know?
No, don't know.
So they didn't tell you a whole lot?
No, I mean, he reached out to me specifically. I didn't put my application in here, he reached out.
Oh.
So it could be getting catfished. I'm glad there is actually a reserve here.
Well, you never know, I could be a plant too. Kind of grins.
He squints at you. Yes.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll fill you in.
Yeah, I hope so.
It's a big job.
Yeah, it looks again at the vast wilderness. Yeah, there's a lot here.
So have you heard the stories?
The stories?
Yeah, they didn't frighten you off?
I heard about a lady's house getting keyed.
No, like the stories of the archipelago being, haunted with sea monsters and ships that mysteriously run into moving reefs.
Well, I did hear about the bad economy.
That's a big part of the curse, I think.
Is this how you normally introduce your town to people?
I mean, you're already here, so I don't really need to sell it to you, and...
I'm trapped, yeah, that's true.
This is not a premier holiday destination. This is a very run-down town with a lot of bad stories.
At this point, Alistair, I'd like you to roll luck for me.
Oh, okay.
So
here we go.
What BJ is going to do right now is he's going to roll a d12, a 12-sided dice, and this is going to represent his luck. This is some of the role-playing game mechanics that we use to structure the drama in our show. Now, BJ, what have you rolled?
So I rolled a 1, which is very bad.
Yes, so a 1 being the worst possible outcome, a 12 being the best possible outcome. Now, in your sheet of character details, you do have that Alistair is a keen driver. He has driving experience.
Oh, defensive driving experience.
Yes, so that means
might
that you
say.
have advantage, and what that means is you're going
He
to roll...
can almost drift, guys.
He
almost
can drift.
He can, like, do half a drift.
Not at the moment, because he needs some new tires and he doesn't want to blow them. So he's actually driving quite carefully, but he got some skills.
Yes, but the fact that you have a skill in this relevant action of driving means that you get to roll twice, and you take the highest roll.
Okay.
So you got a natural 1.
Oh, that's a 10.
All right, that's not bad. While you are driving, you are glancing at Ernest to kind of gauge his reaction to what you're saying.
As he's growing increasingly uncomfortable.
So as you look back to the road, you suddenly realize that there is something rushing across the road. You swerve, you stamp on the brakes, the small car skids to a stop. It goes over the roof, not under.
Ooh. Okay.
You skid to a stop halfway off the road as you have that prickling sensation of shock.
Alistair's hands are gripping very tight on the steering wheel. His teeth are gritted. As the car pulls to a stop, he switches off the engine and he goes, "Sorry about that."
Ernest puts his hand on your shoulder and looks at you, like, directly. Like, what was that? Is this more of your boogeyman stuff?
I told you this place was cursed, and he gets out.
Gets out of the car, still holding his bag, and is like looking around.
Yeah. Okay, so what did Alistair see before?
Well, with a
That
10,
happened.
Alistair managed to not damage his car at all. He also managed to
hell yeah.
get a glimpse that this was in fact a deer
Okay.
that he seems to have hit. And you didn't crash into a tree, so
Nice.
that's what 10 gets you.
Okay, so Alistair gets out of the car, instinctively goes to the front of the car to check for damage. He says, "It's all right, it was just a deer."
Ernest throws open the door as well. I was like, did you have to talk about, like, the curse that... And runs his hands through his hair. Okay, first, two
Sorry.
things. First, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're right. Second thing, it is not okay to hit a deer. All right, you're talking to the vet here. It's not. He's going to turn around and start looking down the road for the deer.
You can see about 10 meters back along the road the very still shape of the deer in the middle of the road.
He's going to start marching towards it and, like, throwing his hands in the air. It's just like, when it's wet, you drive. I'm sorry. I'm a bit upset. He's going to walk up to the deer.
Oh, knock. Look,
I heard that. You
sorry,
You hit a. He holds, like, his palm out. It's like, I apologize. He's still breathing quite heavily. I'm going to look at the deer now. He's going to point
Yeah.
at it.
All right.
He's going to kneel down.
They're not normally down this area.
I'd like Ernest to make let's call it a medical check. And because you have veterinary skills and this is an animal, you'll make that with advantage.
I got a 7.
Okay, with a 7 that you recognize that this is a fairly young male deer. Its horns are still growing, but what you do know for sure is that it is dead. Although, as you examine it, it's very hard to tell how. It doesn't seem to have any broken limbs. There's no blood anywhere. What there is, and this is very strange to you, is that this deer seems to be sick, because there is some kind of dark mucus running out of its nose and the side of its mouth. As you peel back the eyelids to look at the eye, you realize that it seems to be entirely pupil. The eyes are entirely black. As you search for a pulse or any movement, it feels cold to the touch.
Ernest holds his hand up to kind of draw Alistair's attention and calls out, "So you like weird things?
I guess. Is it all right?
Come and have a look at something weird then."
Okay. Alistair walks over.
Ernest half stands and points at it. It's like, So, conscience-wise, you
Yeah?
didn't kill it.
I didn't kill it. I mean, I didn't think I hit it.
I mean, I didn't kill it.
I mean, yeah, I didn't hit it. Well, I didn't hit it hard.
It
I
went
only
over your
clipped it.
car, Alistair Stern.
Yeah, but-
Anyway, yeah, it's cold to the touch. Are you sure it wasn't just like laying on the road? Because it's cold to the touch. And it has some type of. He looks at the black mucus and is like, it has some type of a parasite or a type of rabies or something, but it's.
Oh.
He's going to kneel
Okay.
down and pull from his bag a little vial, little plastic vial of like a click-on lid, and he's going to get a popsicle stick and like move some of the gunk into the little vial and close it shut. It's like, I've never seen a type of infection like this, but it hasn't been alive for a while.
Well, it happened pretty quick. I didn't see how it was sitting, so I guess it could have been lying on the road. I don't know. And Alistair's gonna like reach out to touch it, like the black stuff.
Ernest slaps your hand and is like, Alistair Stern, it is an unknown disease or infection. You don't touch it. Just don't touch it, okay?
Fair point. You can just call me Ali as well. That's probably a bit more efficient.
Now, we didn't really establish this. Is one of you holding a torch, a flashlight?
Ernest is using like the flashlight on his keys. It's like a little pot, like mini one. That's all he's using.
Yeah, I don't think Alistair would have one.
I'd like both of you to roll perception for me. So this is again a d12, and you're rolling to see what your character is aware of in your immediate vicinity.
Alistair gets a 3.
I got a 5. I'm paying full attention to the deer.
All right. Well, with a 3 and a 5, for Alistair, a 3, that is a failure. That's in the category of failure. 5, that's a mixed result, Ernest. What the two of you do notice is that as the storm is moving over, the gentle showers have stopped and the wind now picks up and rustles the top of the trees. And both of you instinctively looking up as you glance back down. Ernest, you catch something moving off in the woods. Raising your pen light, you try to see whether perhaps there was something else, another deer maybe. All you see is a vague shuffle of movement in the shadows, but nothing more. As you both look down, you realize that the deer is gone.
I'm going to say Alistair doesn't notice that because he would have turned back to the car. He's like, all right, well, we better get a move on, I guess.
Ernest like grabs your shoulder and like clenches down on it.
Oh, ow, hey.
You can
You
see
alright?
that there is a trail of the black ichor in drips and drops off into the woods closest to the road.
The water is still kind of running down his face, even though the rain has lessened, and he turns to Alistair, very wide-eyed, and half
alright?
whispers, Alistair was dead.
Yeah, I know, you said that.
And he points at the ground.
Did you move it? Did you...
He like, his shoulders slump, and I was like, no, I did not move it.
You didn't move it?
How was I going to move it that quickly?
You're saying the deer that was sitting there, that is now not there, you didn't move it?
And where would I put it?
Fair point.
Why would I move? He's going to rubs his face again. It's like, sorry, I'm getting upset again. I was expecting to have a few days off. I wasn't expecting to be right onto service. I was expecting to be picked up. I was expecting to hear deer. I'm sorry. And he rubs his face and looks down. It's like, I mustn't have checked right. It must have run off.
Alistair's going to... I'd like to turn the light on my phone on and make another perception roll into the forest. And he's going to, like, very unconvincingly be like, yeah, I guess it wasn't dead yet.
Ernest is muttering to himself.
That's a 10.
Ernest is muttering to himself. Is just like, yep, and he got hit by a car and had a disease and it wasn't dead.
All right, with a 10, Alistair, your torch on your phone is a fair bit more powerful.
He's upgraded it.
And you are squinting into the depths of the forest. I'm assuming the way that you expect the deer may have gone, judging by
Yeah.
the trail. You do see a little glimmer of movement, something dark off between the trees, and then another, and another. Not one thing moving, but several things moving, and in one instance you see the glint of something shiny, but with the rain that's fallen, it's hard to tell what that might be.
Get in the car.
Ernest is already picking up his bag and like starting to walk. It's like, I didn't have a heartbeat, but
Get in the car.
Maybe I was just
Alistair's going to
stressed.
back quite quickly and start going towards it.
Ernest like looks
Get
off
in.
into the distance, like, well, it probably just ran off, Alistair. It's fine.
Get in the car.
Okay, I'm getting in the car. Yes. Yeah.
Alistair starts the car and starts off quite quickly now.
Right, you begin moving. Alistair, as you glance in the rear view mirror, in the red of your tail lights, you see shadowy, indistinct figures move from the trees into the road as you leave.
Great. Alistair instinctively, his right hand goes to the central locking button, and he locks the car doors.
The Hook Bar Ranger Station is 10 minutes outside of town, on the edge of Staples Park, a dense forest reserve that covers most of the mountain of Hook Bar for which the island is named. As you pull into the station, you realize this is a cleared area of ground that accommodates a visitor parking lot, some information boards, and the start of half a dozen walking trails, all with their own little plaques. There's also a heavy security gate and ticket booth that guard one of the roads up into the mountain trails. Set back from the parking is a large, squat building constructed mostly of old brick with a heavy sloping roof. There's a sign out front that reads Hook Bar Ranger Station and Information Center. As you pull into the car park, you see that there are no other cars here and the lights are not on. There are street lights in the parking area, but the actual ranger station is unlit.
Okay, that's a bit weird. And Alistair quite quickly pulls, screeching a little bit, but not dangerously, into one of the car spots. He's parked quite crooked.
Ernest unclicks the lock of the car and starts to get out, and pauses and looks back in to the car and says, well, thanks. You look quite shaken. Are you having a near crash and all that thing?
Yeah, well, I've never really been in an accident before, so...
Behind the station, you can see the ranger cabins, a collection of small log cabins that are nestled under a thick clump of tall pine trees. There are pine needles all over the roof. As you step out and breathe the air, you can see that the wind has blown the storm on and the sky has been revealed, this polished obsidian sprinkled with bright stars. More stars than you've ever seen at home, this far away from any light pollution.
It's probably best that you don't drive right away. You should come in.
Yeah, sure. That sounds good. Alistair switches off and...
Ernest like pats on the car twice. It's like, I don't know if they have tea, but he pats his bag. I have tea. And he's going to start walking towards the station. As he walks, he squints a little bit again. He's doing that a lot today. He like frowns, like, that's not protocol.
What's up?
He continues walking, not really slowing. He's like, there's always supposed to be someone in the station. The light's always supposed to be on. It's technically an emergency like organization, like where there's always someone on guard every hour of the day and night. The lights are always on. It's a community hub. It's always meant to be alive. He looks at his phone like, maybe things are more desperate than I thought.
Alistair's not really been looking. He's been like locking the car and he's like, yeah, and?
And he stops as his feet crunch on broken glass.
Ernest, you are looking at the front door to the ranger's station. It's a large glass door. There is a closed sign hanging in the window, but the door is smashed open, and there is glass strewn both on the in and outside. And you can see As you step in, the emergency lights do still seem to be on, but the main lights are off. As you bring out your flashlight and you step in, you can see that this is a very old-fashioned ranger station. It's actually quite underwhelming. It's wood panelled, there's paintings of mountain ranges and photos of ranger brigades on the walls. And what you are looking at is essentially a little waiting room with an office desk at the end, and against this desk you can see a splatter of blood.
Ernest pauses, seeing the blood, and then looks around the room trying to see if there's like a branch that got blown in and broke the glass or something like that, and is then going to move towards the desk and look at the blood.
At this point, Alistair's caught up to you. It's like, well, that's not normal.
Ernest points at the desk.
Ooh. Okay, well, guess we better have a look.
So Ernest's immediate thought is someone has fallen through the glass door, and they're because the door and the desk are quite close together, fell through the glass onto the desk, and their blood got onto the desk. So that is going to be his immediate thought. It's like, okay, and he's going to walk over to one of the wall switches and try the lights a few times.
They do not turn on.
Alistair's going to look back towards the car park before he walks into the room fully.
Make another perception check for me.
Ooh. That's a 2.
There's nothing there.
Ernest is going to start trumping through the small building with his flashlight, calling out, "Hello? Anyone?" And he's also looking for
Lester!
any type of door that might lead to a backup generator. He knows there's supposed to be one.
Gina! Hello?
As you begin to search, Ernest, you don't know the layout. You can see that there are some bathrooms down the end of the waiting room. You can see that there is a door just behind the main reception desk that seems to lead deeper into the building into what is presumably offices and storage lockup and equipment rooms and things.
Mm-hmm. Ernest is also subconsciously looking for more blood, on walls or the floor or anything like that.
Make a perception check for me.
3.
Hard to tell. As you move around, it looks like this room has been ransacked. There are papers on the ground. One of the small tables has been upended. You can see that there is a shelf that seems to have been right next to the door, has been splintered on the ground. It's hard to find anything at all in this sort of mess.
Ernest scratches his chin and looks at Alice like, okay, so this would be either, looking at all the mess, a robbery or a bear attack.
Alistair kind of smiles a bit and chuckles, and I'm going to roll perception as well. I got an 8, which is a success.
Okay, looking around, yes, this is chaotic, but you begin to pick out at least 2 places where there seems to be a spattering of holes gouged into the wall. Your best guess, that looks like buckshot.
Alistair's going to take out his pocket knife and walk over to Wall, and I'm going to roll to dig out one of the shotgun pellets. Mm-hmm. That's also an 8.
Yeah, you managed to find 1 or 2.
I pull it out and hold it in my hand, and I go,
Ernest points. Backs up, bear attack.
or a robbery gone wrong, maybe.
Who would rob a... I know I did suggest it, but who would rob a...
Alistair throws him over his shoulder and he's like, all right, bear attack it is. And then he walks towards Lester's office and he turns and he's like, you know we don't have bears here, right?
Tasmanian devils. They're violent.
This is not Tasmania.
You have Tasmania gums.
What? And Alistair's going to walk and he's like, you check the storage room.
Ernest pauses and is like, Alistair, if it's a bear, we shouldn't split. And he's going to start following after you.
It's not going to be a bear, but yeah,
my
sure.
mum gave me bear spray. And he's pulling bear spray out of his bag. And
Hold on, what?
Bear, in case there's bears.
Bears? What is bear spray?
I didn't get much time to research the island.
As you walk, you've crossed behind the reception desk. You've gone through the door behind into what looks like a shared office room. There's probably room for about 6, maybe 10 desks in here. Although a few are stacked up against the walls empty. There seems to be 3 or 4 in use. Most of them look like they haven't been touched in at least a few days. Some of them have cups of coffee on them. There are reports filed, but this room too has been trashed. One of the desks is tipped over. There's a water cooler that's been smashed on the ground.
Chester, can you roll, just roll for me?
5. This doesn't pay much attention.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Alistair opens the door to the office.
To Lester's office.
To Lester's
At the
office.
end of this room, there is another door with Chief Lester printed on it.
Ernest is going to pause in the doorway and is going to peer back, taking a few steps and peering back along the corridor out the front door again, thinking, Alistair was very focused on that. And is
Roll
going
perception
to
for me.
see if he can see anything. 1.
And the shadows seem to be even longer. You can see the lights out in the car park and the moving pines, and that's all.
He shrugs and then thinks to himself, isolation is a blessing and a curse, and is going to head to the office.
Alistair pushes open the door and immediately, is kind of speaking. Lester, it's Alistair and Ernest, the new.
As you shine your torch around, you see that this is the same small office. You've been here maybe once or twice to do some maintenance work, to replace light bulbs and things. This room is wood paneled, it's cramped. There is a gun safe in one corner, a bookshelf, a little side table. There's a very large desk that should not be in an office this small, and a matching chair. And the entire place is a complete mess of books and papers and files. But despite this, it is hard to miss the labyrinth of images and paperwork that have been pinned, nailed, stapled to the back wall.
Has Alistair seen this paperwork before?
No, he has not.
Okay.
This is a lattice of evidence trails. You can see many missing persons posters in here. You can see a large map of the archipelago as a whole with annotated notes on them, little signs and symbols on different locations.
Okay.
Some of these are connected to photos, some of them are connected to news stories, animal sightings.
Alistair looks at the mess, but then more specifically, he looks at all this stuff. He was in here probably, 3 days ago or a week ago or something, and none of this was here. And he goes, okay, this is very different.
Ernest walks in, looks at, was the social network? Is there going to be writing on the windows as well? Looks at the windows. Is there writing on the windows?
No, there's not writing.
Okay, there's no writing on the windows.
There is one small window, but there is no writing.
There's no equations written on it.
No one really does that, Chester.
Yeah, no one does it.
Alistair gestures and he's like, this was not here last week.
Well, Ernest is going to take a step up to it and start reading some of the bits.
All right, make an investigation check for me to see how much is sort of intelligible.
10.
It is hard to pin down exactly what is going on here. There is so much different pieces of information. What you do get with a 10, though, is that you can see that someone is trying to map out a series of disappearances. They have dates, names, they have a list of witnesses, last known location type of thing. But they also seem to be cross-referenced with animal sightings or other notable local news events. And the map seems to annotate that these disappearances, as best as whoever is investigating can tell, are happening at random all over both the main island of Hookbar, but also the other islands.
Ernest pauses and then points at one of them, which says, garbage bins raided by giant bat, ? And Ernest turns to Alice like, I think this is all rubbish. I think this is all rubbish, Alistair Stern.
You also pick out a reoccurring phrase in many of the handwritten notes. The phrase, watchtower burning.
Ernest then traces his hand down to these little ones and points it out to Alistair. It's like, you guys have some bushfires here or something? Like,
Yeah, there's no such thing as a giant bat.
no, I'm not talking about, I mean the
Oh,
watchtower, but like, did you lose one recently?
no, I don't know. I mean, we haven't ever had bad bushfires here. It's not hot enough. I don't know.
Weird phrase to say then.
Both of you roll for me.
While we're doing this, Alistair would also... I'd like to take out my phone and start taking photos of this stuff. I rolled a 10.
I rolled a 10 too.
Look at us making
Look at us
podcasts.
making us a podcast.
Aw.
Aubrey, you roll as well.
Go on, Aubrey. Get a 10.
7.
Loser.
Just couldn't do it. He just
do
couldn't
it.
get there.
All right.
Couldn't commit.
While both of you are looking over this information, Alistair is taking photos. You are still weirded out enough by this situation that you are quite on edge. And you hear the chink of broken glass moving out in the main reception room. And then you hear a slight shuffle on carpet.
Ernest spins around. The bear.
Now, the door, I believe, to the office is closed or almost closed behind you. This door to Chief
Is it like
Lester's
spring
office.
loaded?
No.
Okay.
So what do you want to do?
Ernest probably would have closed it slightly just out of like discomfort of things from the main street being able to see in.
Sure.
So he's going to pull out his bear spray and shake it and like move towards the door. And it's like, so with a bear, you have to be assertive.
Alistair whispers back, "We don't have bears! It's probably the chief coming back." But you can see Alistair is still holding his pocket knife and he's gripping it in his hand very tightly.
Ernest is shaking the bear spray. It's like, then don't stab him.
Don't bear erase him.
It's like pepper spray. Like, I think. Might be vinegar.
Alistair just mouths, "Vinegar?"
It was like $10 on Amazon.
And I'm gonna edge towards the door and open it slowly.
And Ernest is, as like Alistair opens the door, Ernest like jumps into the space that's been opened with the bear spray.
All right, the door swings open. Ernest, you are in the forefront. What you see as you level your torch is that in the darkness of the office, in the deep shadows, there is a figure moving. At first, you can pick out that it is humanoid, bipedal, and as your torch begins to move up it and it shifts from cover behind one of the desks, you see that it is a man. He's tall, he's balding, a little overweight, with what was maybe once a kind but tired face. You recognize the park ranger's uniform. As he moves closer, you can see that his movements are jerky and uneven, as if he is being moved by strings rather than his own motion.
Lester, we tried to call you. Are you alright?
As he moves fully into the torchlight, you can see that he is pale, that there is black mucus dripping from his nose and out of his mouth. You can see it running from his ears and the corners of his eyes, which are now completely black. He opens his mouth, this gaping maw of black ichor, and lets out a gurgling, shuddering scream.
Gather round, everybody. Some stories are just best told around the warmth of a campfire. This one's about the Skywaymen, and how these three knuckleheads changed our cursed world's fate forever. It's a story about knights, old folk songs, and, if I tell it right, it's mostly about love.
Shrimp and Crits Dania is the second season of our actual play podcast with a southern twist. Join the Skywaymen. Cell, Cord, and Gree on an adventure to find lost loved ones.
I know the big lug's out there. Somewhere.
Are you worried?
Nah.
Unravel the mysteries of the stars.
There's just so much nothing out there, and, well, I wanted to see a little bit of something.
And to discover purpose beyond our birthrights.
I don't want to be a builder. I want to see the world.
Shrimp and Crits Dania is an actual play podcast with a southern twist, and it's streaming everywhere bi-weekly on Mondays.
Outside the small town of Port Staples, in the Hookbar Ranger Station, we find Ernest Marsh and Alistair Stern. You are inside Chief Ranger Lester's office. You've just opened the door and shone a flashlight into the dark to reveal a strange figure approaching. It is the strange, mangled body of Chief Ranger Lester, with dripping ichor coming from his mouth, his nose, his ears, his eyes, as he steps into your torchlight.
Ernest kind of holds both his palms out. It's like, okay. Lester, are you alright? What's... He kind of whispers to Alistair. He's got the same stuff as the deer.
This is not good.
Well, I mean, he doesn't look great, but he's kind of just standing there.
No, this is really bad.
Well, let's not jump to conclusions. How about, like... Chief Ranger Lester?
Lester? It's me, Alistair, and this is Ernest.
He's trying to communicate.
And then he gets you!
He moves forwards again, a jerking, shuddering step, and his mouth opens. It seems almost like the jaw is no longer quite connected because his mouth opens wider than it should, and there is a horrible gurgling rattle that seems to shake his rib cage.
That was him trying to communicate. He's talking. Lester, can you hear us? What's happened? Did you get attacked?
You can see that his head is sort of moving. It bobs and weaves just slightly. It seems to be following more your torchlight than responding to your words.
Ernest kind of half turns his head to Alistair. I think he may... Well, this may be maybe he lost some type of physical control, and so with his shotgun or whatever did this damage to the place. Like, look at the way he's moving. He's... Whatever this is affecting, like, his spine or something.
Alright, can I get Ernest especially, but Alistair too, to roll for me?
Yep.
9.
Alistair gets a 5.
Alright, Lester also got a 9. So as he lunges forwards for you, Ernest, because you can react at the same time, you can choose what you want to do.
Spray him.
Alistair, on the other hand, as Ernest kind of jumps in reaction, you kind of get shoved back a little further into the room itself.
Okay.
You are right by the door. Ernest is a little bit outside of the door.
Ernest raises his left arm up, like, over to the side of his head to, like, catch the hit, and in the process he's going to get jammed to the side of the door frame. It's like, Lester! And he's going to raise his bear spray, like, we can talk about this later! And he's going to spray him with the bear spray.
Yeah, let's have you roll for the quality of your Amazon.
What is this
bought
bear spray, Chester?
Another 9.
All right, it's
some good stuff.
It's pretty good. It's probably some repackaged pepper spray, maybe like bootleg self-defense school stuff. You see it spray right into his face. You see it mix and congeal with the ichor all over his skin. You see it bubble, and he takes no notice whatsoever.
Okay, Alistair's going to grab the back of your jacket and pull you backwards into the room with him and then attempt to shut the door. So I'll roll for that.
Yep.
That's a 5, so I guess I pull him in, but I don't get the door closed.
You pull him in, and as you begin to pull the door, Lester's hand snaps around the side of the door to hold it where it is. And I'd say we're at about Ernest's action again.
The door, Ernest! As you see Alistair, like, struggling to push it closed.
Ernest, like, rounds to the side of the door and, like, puts his hand on the side of it, but standing in the gap, like, in front of Lester, and is like, good to meet you. And is going
I think we're a bit beyond that.
Try and, like, kick him back from the door because he doesn't want to close it and, like, break his fingers.
Yeah, all right, roll for me.
Fair.
This is a combat check.
7.
All right. 7 is a mixed result, so I'll have him roll to see if he can move in time. An 11. He pulls himself back to avoid your kick, but in doing so, he'll let go of the door.
Okay, Ernest is then going to assist Alistair in closing the door.
You slam the door. There is a lock as well.
Okay, Alistair locks it and then turns to look at the room and is like, all right, we've got to get out of here.
Ernest reels back from the door. He's like, okay, let's call the police. I was just assaulted by my boss.
Do you have your bag on you?
Yeah, I've got my bag. Why?
All that stuff on the wall, get it in your bag right now. Take as much of it as you can. I'm going to get the window open. And Alistair's going to walk and attempt to open the window.
Ernest is just standing there like, Alistair, it's talking about a giant bat.
All right,
we should call the police.
There's a bang on the door.
Okay, I'll grab it.
Alistair gets an 11.
All right, you basically, it's locked. You stick your pocket knife into the little thing, you jimmy it and snap the old screws out of the lock, and you shove the window open.
Nice.
Ernest goes up and just grabs big armfuls of the paper off and just jams it into his bag.
Roll for me for how much you get.
A 10.
All right, you get a good chunk of this. You get the map, you get a bunch of the different related articles. It's hard to tell exactly what you were getting, but you get a big armful of it.
He leaves the stuff about the bat. He intentionally leaves it.
There's a bunch of stuff left on the wall. There's stuff all over the floor and all over the desk that is probably related, but you've stuffed a big armful into your bag as Alistair yells that the window's open. The door cracks again as it seems like the lock is beginning to break as something impacts it again from the other side.
All right, that's enough. Time to go.
Ernest just starts running backwards, like still facing towards the desk, just walking backwards and like reaches the edge of the window and just flops backwards out of it and crashes onto the deck beneath it.
Never mind.
Yeah, well, Ernest is already out. Alistair can roll.
Okay. I got a 6. So
all right, that's a mixed result. You competently swing one leg through, roll through after, and you land directly on Ernest below because you forgot that he was there.
This is not the first time Alistair Stearns jumped out of a window, but it's the first time he's encountered a friend on the way down.
It's the first time he's encountered a friend.
True. So he lands on it. It's like, oh, sorry about that. And he's gonna stand up and like half picking himself up, half picking you up, like trying to run towards the car, basically.
Right, you are at the back of the ranger station, so you're gonna need to start rounding the corner. Hello, this is Bernie Todd, Officer Bernie Todd.
Hi, Bernie. It's Alistair Stern.
Oh, slow down there. Did you say Alistair Stern?
Yeah.
Hi, Ali. That's good to hear you.
Hi, Bernie. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's a quiet night.
Can you get up here to the ranger station? Alistair, it's breaking through the door!
Okay.
Keep running!
Ranger station.
Yeah, ranger station.
Listen, Alistair, this wouldn't happen to be another one of those delightful prank calls.
No, I can promise you this is an emergency situation.
Just like the last one was an emergency situation.
For real. I need you to get up here as quickly as possible, please.
Look, the moral of The Boy Who Cried Wolf is really that the people should have come the second time.
Bernie, this is an emergency situation.
Okay. I'm on my way.
The chief has gone mad or something.
Okay, well, I'm on my way. I'll grab Randy. We'll be there soon. Try to sit tight.
Okay, we'll do our best.
Maybe do some breathing exercises. You sound stressed.
We'll meet you in the car park.
Okay, that sounds good. See you soon.
What am I doing? Oh, I finished work in like 5 minutes. All right? I'm not going nowhere.
You round the corner back into the car park. The lights are still on in the car park, and make a perception check for me. Alistair especially, but Ernest, you can make one too.
Alistair gets a 3.
All right.
2.
But everything seems fine. You are rushing for the car.
Great.
I feel confident in this result, Aubrey.
All right. As you get to the car itself, again, there is a crunch under your feet, and it's only now that you realize, Alistair, that your back window has been smashed in.
Whoa, what? What?
It's like, looks at you. Wasn't me. I didn't do it.
I'm not saying it was you.
He's going to throw his bag through the smashed window onto the back seat.
Make a quick roll for me to see if you can tell what is missing.
Okay.
What way is the glass broken? Is it broken in or is it broken
It's broken
out?
in.
Oh.
If it was broken out, that would be scary.
Demon car. That's a 4.
It's hard to tell. Your car is normally quite a mess. You have some work tools in here. You normally would have a breakdown kit, a change of clothes, all sorts of just... Your car has a heap of stuff in it. It's hard to tell, but stuff has definitely been moved around, and there is glass all through the boot.
Okay. Okay, that's not good. Okay, well, I told the police to meet us here, so...
Ernest is rubbing his arm where he got hit quite vigorously. He's like,
you
how
all right?
far out are they?
Hopefully only 5 minutes, but... Port Staples.
Port Staples, great.
Port Staples.
Wonderful. I'm
Are you
getting
okay?
a good picture of Port Staples. Sorry,
Are you okay?
I'm getting upset again. I don't get this mad usually. It's just I was expecting to
Ernest?
have a day off.
Are you okay?
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm all right. I was expecting to have a day off. Today has not been a day off.
I guess not.
He's going to turn back to the station.
All right, there is a moment of silence where there is only your breathing and the rustle of wind through the trees.
Okay.
And then from behind you, between you and the road out, there is the same gurgling, shuddering cry. As you turn, you see Chief Lester is standing in the parking lot with you.
He can teleport. That's not good. Okay,
He is advancing on you with slow but increasingly determined steps.
Ernest turns to Alistair. Bear spray doesn't work. He's not a bear. It doesn't work. It's like Pokemon. It's a bear. It's useless. And he's going to chuck it.
Okay, Alice is going to look in his car for a weapon.
All right. You have your work tools. You are a handyman, sort of security guard by trade.
So like my toolbox?
Yep, you'll have your toolbox, and that means you probably you'd have a screwdriver, a hammer, a chisel. You'd have most normal tools, a spanner.
Okay. Alice is going to take the toolbox out, open it, get a chisel out, put the chisel in his right hand, like backwards, like a dagger, with the toolbox in his left hand, and like step up to meet Ernest. All right, don't come any closer.
Alistair, let's get in the car and drive away.
Yep, okay.
He's going to start opening the door of the car.
All right, as you do so, Lester dashes forwards, and he is very quick. It seems like whatever is animating him is not good at slow movement. It's good at fast movement.
Ah, good.
He
Yes,
slams
fantastic. This is
into.
what I like.
He got an 8, which is a success, but it's not a great success. So he slams into the side of the car next to you. The entire car sways and moves about a centimeter on its tires, right next to Alistair. He basically pins between you guys and the door. He is trying to prevent you from getting in.
Great.
Ernest freezes for a second, like making direct eye contact with him, and goes, "Go away!" And is going to hit him with the door that he has half open.
All right. Yep, roll for that.
8.
All right, you hit him.
This is clonk. I don't want to hit my boss. Clonk.
All right, Alistair's turn.
Okay, Alice is gonna kind of look at his hand and see the very sharp chisel, and he's like, maybe not. And so he's gonna, he's gonna drop the chisel. He's like, lethal stabbing weapon. Like, this guy might not be dead. So he's gonna drop that, and with just like bringing the toolbox around, like slam it into his chest to try and push him away.
All right.
Yeah, that's an 8.
All right, you succeed again. You slam between the door and the toolbox. You hit him from one side, hit him from the other, and you knock him onto his back as he crashes to the ground and begins to twist and writhe as he tries to roll to the side. And because he's down, I'll give you another action each before he goes again.
Okay, Alistair's going to move towards him and is bringing the toolbox up over his head as though he's gonna hit it down.
Alice like throws his hands out. Like, no, don't. He's Alistair. He's still a person. He's still my boss. Just like stop him from moving. But like, it doesn't work like it does in the movies. You don't knock someone out. You cause brain damage.
Alistair, who was clearly aiming for his head, stops, thinks for a second, and is going to bring the toolbox down over his knee, over like the front of Lester's knee. Oh, I rolled a natural 12. Oh, that's not good.
There is a sickening crack, crunch, squelch as you bring the heavy metal toolbox full of tools down on Lester's knee as he is trying to scrabble. You hear another gurgled cry as it sort of jolts and limps, its leg twisted badly as it rolls onto its stomach trying to move.
Sorry, Chief.
Ernest is going to look into the back of Alistair's car and see a small little, it's like half-foot tall fire extinguisher. And is going to grab it and is like, and it's just going to point it and spray it at Chief, spraying like the white foam all over him. It's like, calm down, calm down, calm down.
Roll for me more for the effectiveness of it than for the ability to do it.
5.
All right, he doesn't seem to like it. It's not really doing anything to him, but he's also trying to kind of crawl away from you as you do so. Both of you make a perception check for me.
5. Alistair's a little bit shaken by, this is the first time he's ever broken someone's kneecap.
11.
Right.
Ernest has been able to disconnect the fact that it's his boss from his mind and is now seeing it more as a very dangerous but very unwell animal. As more thinking about okay, how do I help this, but how do I not get hurt in the process? And so is now moved to a point of being a little bit aware.
Meanwhile, Alistair, break the kneecap!
All right, you notice two things, Ernest. With an 11 is almost a perfect success. You notice that there is movement in the trees, and as you begin to look around, you see here and there flashes of movement as things move closer through the trees. And as they begin to emerge, you see other people moving between the trees out into the dim shadows just beyond the reach of the park lights. As you watch, they begin to move in, and you can see more dripping black mouths, more blank, staring eyes, more jerking, shuddering steps. You also hear breaking glass behind you, back in the ranger's station.
Ernest kind of creaks his head away from the handful of other things coming out of the forest and sees the station. Ernest takes off as sprint, grabbing Alistair's shirt around his chest and runs towards the station. It's like, don't look behind you, don't look back, don't look back.
Alistair's wheeling around, manages to balance himself and starts running. He's like, so you've seen them too?
You saw them before?
Yep, with the deer. Didn't want to say anything.
He's going to run into the open door, pause, look at the broken glass door, like, this doesn't work. This doesn't help. And it's just like, okay, we can go to one of the cabins and wait for the police because this doesn't help. And it points at the broken glass door.
As Ernest is putting his hands on his hair and just turning around, looking every direction, Alistair is piling couches, desks, filing cabinets, anything you can find against the glass door, the broken doors.
Yep. All right, you barricade yourselves. As you look around, you can't see anything new that's broken in here.
I was like, oh yeah, I heard a sound here.
You what?
I heard breaking glass sound in here.
Great! And Ernest, Alice...
Don't start unbarricading the door. Don't start unbarricading the door.
Opens the toolbox, and he's going to take out a screwdriver and a hammer, and close it again. He's going to give you the hammer.
I'm not taking the hammer. You can hold both.
All right. He clips the screwdriver to his belt, takes the hammer, picks up the toolbox.
I'm not beating up people.
Like, so you still want that job?
I don't think this applies to the job exactly. The job is taking tourists for bushwalks.
Welcome to Hook Bar.
You keep
Everything
saying that.
is part of the job here.
Is this like Vietnam or something? What are you talking? This isn't a war zone. This is an island.
Alistair raises his eyebrow and indicates towards the forest.
Yet you have sick people with whatever type of disease that is. Hoorah! And it makes them very violent and able to move despite the fact that their knee was broken.
And everybody denies it. Everybody. Nobody else knows what's going on. No one talks about it. And yet here you are. You've only been here for what, 2 hours? An hour?
This is probably not a good time, but you look very insane holding your hammer and chisel right now.
Oh, I'm insane. Says the guy with the bear spray.
I mean, it's a pretty plausible idea.
Sure it is.
Okay, you go with your hammer and your chisel and go and look around the place. I'm going to go find the generator.
Okay.
Sure. Ernest turns on his heels and storms off.
All right, fine, but if you get, killed or something, don't ask for my help.
All right, you're splitting up to search, so both of you make a roll for me for what you find.
That's a 10.
7.
Right, those are both pretty reasonable. With a 10, Alistair, you start searching for whatever made the noise. You begin looking, you search through the offices, and you don't find anything until you get to Lester's office again. And what you realize as you step inside is that everything else that you did not take has gone. The things that were pinned to the wall, the things that were on the desk, on the floor, someone has gathered up the rest of the information. And this window that you had previously opened is now broken too.
Oh, so presumably that window was what Ernest heard.
Yeah.
Right.
Make another perception check for me just while you're at the window.
9.
Hard to be sure because the wind is up a little bit, but you think you hear a car engine start somewhere in the trees.
Okay. So it's definitely not my car?
Definitely
my
not your
car's
car.
still there?
You recognize the sound of your car.
Okay, yeah.
Right, now, Ernest, as you were searching, it doesn't take you very long to find some of the supply rooms. You find the main one, which has spare uniforms, blankets, medical kits, all of the normal everyday items. There's stuff for gardening and planting, for maintaining wilderness environments and that sort of stuff. There is also a locked room, which seems to contain a lot more of the slightly more dangerous equipment that a ranger station is going to have.
Ernest looks at the range of equipment and a smile creeps across his face and he claps his hands together and he kicks off his shoes, puts on a pair of more industrial boots, grabs just starts opening drawers and grabbing stuff out. He chucks away the flashlight on his keys, grabs a proper Tintin metal one, puts it in his pocket, grabs a bunch of flares and starts putting them onto a tool belt that he's found. He starts grabbing the different equipment he needs and eventually finds it's a bit old, but finds a Ranger issue badge and pins it onto his lapel. And
this is the scout version of the Iron Man suit up montage.
He grabs a line of rope and all this type of stuff, grabs a water bottle, fills up the water bottle at the sink, puts on the top.
There's 3 different camera angles of that.
Yep, gets a second one as well, backup one. He finds all the stuff, finds a bit of gum, puts the gum in, chews a bit. I don't like meat. spits out the gun.
Carefully places it in the bin, and then back to montage.
And back into his montage stuff, grabbing his different stuff, walks out to where Alistair is and chucks him one of the water bottles and, like, cracks open his, takes a swig, looks at Alistair, is like, I feel better.
Great, Alistair.
Sorry for being so sharp before.
Alistair puts the water bottle on the desk next to him. He's
You gotta stay hydrated, Alistair.
The stuff's gone.
This is an intense situation. The stuff?
The rest of the stuff that we didn't take is
Oh, it's okay. I only
gone.
left the bat thing. Wait, it's gone?
Yeah. Like, Lester's whole office has been cleared out and that window's broken. That one we jumped through.
Ernest peers in to the room, takes a swig of his water, puts the lid back on. Right, so someone else came in
Presumably.
and broke a cup or something.
No, the window's broken. I assume if you didn't you say you heard glass breaking?
I did. Ernest peers further into the room, sees the broken window. Right, so
Apparently
while
they couldn't get the window open like we did.
Yeah, I thought we left it open. I might be an idiot.
So did I. That might be a weird continuity area that we need to not think too much about.
It's all right. It's a different window, the one to the right.
Otherwise, the producers in the walls will see us.
Yeah, the glass was too clean. So someone, while we were being assaulted outside, came in here, took random information that the chief thought was interesting, and ran off with it.
I guess that's exactly what we did, but they also broke into my car.
But I mean, we have a purpose to be here. Like, this can't have been one of the Rangers.
Yeah, but like who? Like, if they'd seen that the station had been raided, and then they see the car outside, and we were here.
I don't know, man. You keep saying it's Port Staples or Hook Bar or whatever. It's just go with it. They're going to take another swig of his water, put it on his hip, and I was like, okay, so action plan. Can't really go to your car. There are people there. We don't want to interact with people. People are dangerous. I've always said that. People are dangerous, Alistair. Animals, they're misunderstood.
It's at this point that you begin to hear the crackle of static coming from the reception room.
So plan is, we find one of the Jeep-issued cars.
Shush.
I
think I heard I think I heard the radio.
As you move out to investigate, you find one of the old, chunky, shortwave radio systems on the desk, the kind that's used by law enforcement, by ranger services to keep in touch with all the different operatives over kind of wilderness areas. And you can see that there is a call coming through.
Alistair's going to put his various weapon selection down and try to tune the radio to, like, get the signal coming through clearer.
Roll for that with advantage because you are a bit of a tech boy.
He's a bit of a tech... Well, that was a natural 12.
You are intimately familiar with this kind of
he knows
radio
exactly where to hit
because
it.
you use it yourself to keep tabs on things going on.
Ernest is pressing the red light.
This is his old one that he lends...
You have fixed this one multiple times.
Yeah.
All right, you swivel the dial through the static trying to find the right channel, and wavering into clarity, you hear a voice. You hear...
Mayday, Mayday. Watchtower burning. Repeat. Watchtower burning. This is Gina requesting assistance. Repeat. Ranger Gina requesting assistance.
Alistair's going to instinctively pick up the not the receiver, the transmitter, the mouthpiece thing, the bit that you talk into.
Receiver.
Come in, Chief.
He's going to push down the button. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, hi. This is Alistair Stern. I'm at the Rangers station.
Alistair
Who did you?
Stern.
Is this
Why
Gina?
are you in the station? Yes, this is Gina.
There's been a bit of an incident.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Ernest is like holding fingers up to you, like, let me talk on it.
What? No, and he turns away from you a little bit.
Is my dad there?
Well,
Look, it's against protocol for you to be answering this anyway.
It's like reaching around you to try and get the receiver.
Ernest, what?
I'm the park ranger. I should probably be talking on it.
Okay.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Hello, my name's Ernest Marsh. I'm the new guy.
The new guy?
Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Hello, I arrived today. Well, an hour ago.
Your dad kind of has rabies.
Alistair Stern, please.
Okay. For one thing, this is not how you answer a Mayday call.
Well, I mean, yeah, I've been here for an hour.
Put my father on the phone.
We can't do that, Gina.
Your father is indisposed.
We accidentally broke his kneecap, but he'll be okay.
I'm sorry,
maybe.
what?
Alistair, there's ways of presenting information.
Sorry.
Your father is unwell and he was violent. He attacked us. There is something wrong with him and he assaulted us when I was coming here just to see him because he gave me a call saying, hey, Alistair, Alistair,
right,
you need to come in and you need to...
Calm down.
Alistair takes the receiver from you and is like,
Don't take the receiver out. I'm the park ranger.
he's had a big day.
Yeah, I can tell. I'm having a big day. Look, whatever is going on, I need you to make sure that my dad is safe, but I need you to... I'm trying to get onto the police, but my signal seems to be too
The police
weak.
are on their way. I called them. They're on their way
great.
here now.
I need someone to get to Blue Gull Wreck as soon as possible. I need help.
The Blue Gull Wreck, did you say?
Yes, Blue Gull Wreck.
Yep,
I'm
okay.
on the observation deck and I need assistance. I'm trapped. I need help
okay.
to get out of here and as quickly as possible, especially if something is going on there.
Okay.
He's like,
we'll do
Alistair's
our-
like calling over Alistair's shoulder is like, is there a fire? Why is there a watchtower
Shush,
burning?
Ernest, be quiet. Okay, yep, all right. Well, the police should be here any second, so assuming we can leave, we'll come to you as quickly as we can. I know Bernie's coming.
Okay, here's what I need you to do.
Yeah?
If you can, try and put the call out through the police or through whoever. Try and get as many of the rangers online as possible. Try and reach out. We're looking for Brett.
Okay, Brett, yep.
And Sherman, but try to get to Brett.
Alistair's like writing on a piece of paper.
Alistair's like tapping,
And
like,
if you can get
write
through,
this down.
if you can get through, tell him Gina says Watchtower burning.
Gina says Watchtower burning. Okay,
As fast as you can.
As fast as you can.
okay. Yep, we'll do.
All right.
Gina.
As the radio disappears into static, you can hear the distant wail of sirens.
Hello? Gina, hello? Oh, I've lost the signal.
It's against protocol for me to not answer it, Alistair.
What about your first 2 hours on this job follows protocol?
Nothing, but that's why you need to conform to protocol when it becomes available to you.
Right.
Otherwise, everything just turns into madness.
You're going to have fun here.
That's an inappropriate time to say that, Alistair. There's a lot's happened tonight. I'm trying to stay calm.
I think Bernie's here.
I'm trying to
Alistair leads the way.
He
as
throws you
starts.
the receiver and you have to try and catch it.
All right, Alistair, you start debarricading the door, kicking things out of the way, and as you emerge out into...
We've got to warn them.
The car park again, you can see a big police SUV, a big forward drive pull up. Its lights are flashing. It has been using the siren, but it turns it off. And as you wave your arm and start moving out,
Still with the hammer in my right hand.
still with your hammer in the right hand, you see the driver's side door open and a figure step out. As he steps into the light from the headlights, you can see Officer Bernie Todd, who is a fairly tall, gangly man in his mid to late 20s. He has kind of milk jug ears, freckles, and kind of curly hair that's swept back. He's wearing a normal police uniform with the shirt tucked in and kind of a police vest, a tactical vest on. He seems to be drinking from a large takeaway coffee cup.
Okay. Bernie!
Hello, Alistair. I'm here.
Hi, Bernie. Thank you.
Whoa, okay. Ali, you seem a little bit stressed.
Yes,
a little bit.
very stressed.
Okay. I need you to tell me what's happened, but first,
Okay.
so
we got
Ali,
here. I had
please
to
just take a
I'm
breath
trying-
so you can speak clearly. Just try and take a breath. Yep, that's it. In and
Stop.
out, Ali.
Okay. I've missed this
Just
conversation.
in and out. Just breathe with me.
Yeah, okay, great. So, Chief Ranger
Alistair's a
Lester.
few meters back doing it as well.
Chief Ranger, you know Lester, right? Lester, he hired, this is Ernest Marsh, he hired him, I had to pick him up from the docks, we came here, and the station had been broken into, and we saw the chief, and at this point he realizes, oh, the chief, and I'm going to roll perception to see if I can see. Actually, I'm...
roll to see.
Okay. I rolled a 7.
As you look around, you can see that there's still foam on the ground and the discarded fire extinguisher, but there is no chief. And as you look around, you can't see any sign of anyone else. As this happens, though, the other side of the car door opens and slams at the word break-in, I believe it was, or robbery. And a smaller figure steps into the headlights. He is stocky but well built with black jeans, black boots, black leather black bomber jacket, and sunglasses, aviator sunglasses at night, like oiled hair, slicked back.
Incredibly slicked back hair. So Officer Randy stands there for a second. He says, "Did I hear robbery? Break-in? Don't worry. Officer Randy's on the scene. I've got eyes on the perp. Bernie, get down!" And Randy points at Ernest and then sprints towards him past Alistair and Bernie. He's like, "You're not gonna get away!"
So anyway, as we were saying, so there was a break-in.
And he tackles Ernest to the ground and starts pulling out handcuffs. And he's like, "Don't worry. You mess with our local population. You mess with our ranger station. You break that car window that I've definitely noticed somehow. Oh, you're going down. You're going down, boy. This is what happens. Tourists, they come here, they ruin the economy, and they kill people. Probably.
You can't prove otherwise.
You can't prove it. You can't. Huh? You have an alibi? No, you were here. You did it. I saw you. I can prove it. Don't even think about getting a lawyer. Randy's gonna get you."
All right. Meanwhile, Bernie has not batted an eyelid. It's like, Alistair, just breathe in.
The chief, he was right there. Where is he? He was right there.
The chief should be here somewhere.
No,
I would
we
agree.
saw him. He went mad. He tried to attack us.
Breathing in and breathing out.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get this straight.
He was sick or something.
You were picking up this young man who needed to be
Randy.
here. Randy.
Don't worry. No, it's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got it. I got it.
Yeah,
I didn't do anything.
I don't.
Be quiet, sunshine.
Okay.
Randy, I don't think we
Randy's
need
on
to
the case.
handcuff him.
You're right. We should detain him as well.
Right.
He's gonna start dragging you towards the.
No, I don't want to go. This is my
No,
first
Randy,
day.
Randy, no.
It's
And
my
Alistair walks
first
over.
day.
Randy, what? What do you want? Sunshine? Stern, is that you?
I can't see very well. It's dark.
It's very dark in here. No, he's with me. This is. He's what? He was with you, so you can make a statement. Bernie, Bernie, can you tell him?
Randy hasn't had a lot to do.
What do you want?
Randy?
Yeah.
Can you check to see if we have any muesli bars in the glove box?
You're right. I should.
These guys look hungry.
I should inspect the crime scene. And he's going to sprint towards the broken, like sprinting up, vault over like the last of the barricades that Alistair hadn't moved out of the way, pull out his notebook and start taking notes. He's like, all right, yeah. Broken window, of course. Bloodstain. Not rabbit. Human? Maybe. Bear attack.
All right, Bernie watches him go. And
Do we have bears?
Sips on his coffee. Yeah, I guess that's close enough to what I said. Right.
Starts unlocking
Ernest's
handcuffs.
Yeah, starts unlocking Ernest's handcuffs. Sorry about that, son.
It's
So,
my first day.
to get this straight, you were picking up this young man. Sorry, I didn't think I got your name.
No, just Marsh.
Ernest Marsh. Ernest, I'm Officer Bernie Todd. It's very nice to meet you.
Hi, Bernie.
So you came here and you were supposed to meet Chief Ranger Lester.
Yeah, well, we didn't come straight here. We kind of hit a deer on the way. But
Oh, okay.
Then we came
that sounds
here.
like
Alistair, there is a time for information.
And then-
All right,
a
well,
time to
we
avoid
will-
sounding insane. Please.
We will hold the deer story for a moment. You boys both seem very distressed. Firstly, do you need some water?
I have water.
I
it's
can
all right.
assure you that you are very
fine.
safe.
I'm fine. Listen, you need to get onto Gina. She's at the the blue.
Oh, I know Gina. Yeah.
Yes, I know. You know the Blue Gull wreck.
I don't think I've seen
the
her.
Bernie, listen to
Sorry,
me, please.
yes.
Ernest is leant up and is like drinking from his water and like turns to Bernie as Alistair's trying to talk.
Wiping
It's
the
like-
tears from
and
his
it's like,
eyes.
I don't think Alistair drinks water. I'm concerned.
Alistair definitely didn't hear you. Like, yeah, okay. Sorry.
It's all right. Just play this out. Let it flow freely, and I will do the
While we were
rest.
in the station, we went back in there because the chief attacked us in there, so we ran out, and then he attacked us again, so we ran back in again. Mm-hmm. And anyway, his shotgun. Interesting. Randy is like dusting the shotgun damage for fingerprints. Anyway, while we were in there, we heard a distress signal from Gina at the Blue Gull wreck. She said she needed immediate assistance, us and police and anyone who can get down there. And she said to find Brett, to contact a Brett. I think he's one of the rangers, maybe.
Yep, I believe Brett is one of the Rangers. I'm pretty sure I have bingo with him on Thursday nights.
Look,
although he hasn't
I
been
really
for a while.
think we need to...
Alistair, so just to revisit that part where you said, I believe you said I kneecapped a man in the car park.
Did I say that?
Well, I think somebody said that. I heard that. You said that the chief assaulted you.
Yes.
Now, the police are supposed to be very unbiased, but that doesn't sound like
I know.
Lester.
I know.
He used to coach my Pee-wee soccer team.
He used to teach me as well. I knew him pretty well.
I was not good at soccer.
Ernest swigs and then speaks like darkly to himself. They're always the ones.
Bernie, I know the chief pretty well. He taught me when I was in high school, and I've been doing jobs for him for a couple of years now. I know this sounds crazy, but he was very unwell. I don't know what was wrong with him, but he tried to attack us, and I swear I was just trying to defend myself and Ernest, because...
All right, Alistair, he kind of takes you by the shoulder and shakes you a little to get your focus. He says, I believe you.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on right now, but for the moment, things are under control. It sounds like Gina needs help.
Yes, she said she was trapped.
We need to get in touch with Brett.
Yes.
Can you just wait here for half a second while I radio this in, and then we will decide what to do next? Does that sound good?
Yep, okay.
All right.
Okay.
He steps away and reaches into the car to get the radio.
Alistair's going to walk back over towards his car and do another roll to see if he can figure out where the chief's gone. That's an 8. It's a low success.
You can see little smudges and drips of this black ichor leading out into the darkness. Looks like it's in the direction of the mountain rather than the ranger station, though.
Okay, so it most likely
has left.
Got moved or left or something.
Moved or left, either way.
Ernest is going to walk up to you and stand very close to you and kind of whisper, now I know that... And he's going to run his hands through his hair a bit. It's like, judging from the things you've said, this is a prime opportunity for you to, express the fact that crazy stuff has happened. But for the moment, can we only just communicate the stuff that doesn't make us sound insane? Like, I believe you. I saw the same stuff as you. But if we don't, if we sound insane, we're going to be pulled in here because the chief is missing. Because he's not here. And we're not going to be able to do anything for Gina or anything like that if they think we're insane. I'm not saying we lie to the police. I'm just saying, let's try not to make them be against us here.
Alistair's looking out into the forest as you're saying this, and he kind of looks at you and then looks at the ground and he goes, This is the first time someone else has seen this stuff too. No, but you're right.
It's the same for me, Alistair. But take this from someone with experience, people will latch on to specific things they're comfortable with and will ignore the rest, and we want to avoid that. I know. We want to avoid that.
You're right.
Ernest is going to grab his bag out of the back of your car and sling it over his shoulder.
All right, let's go find Gina, I guess.
All right, Bernie is getting off the radio wave set, and he comes back to you and goes, okay, here is the plan. We've put the call out to be trying to reach Brett wherever he is. Gina is at Blue Gull Rec. Now...
She mentioned a Sherman as well.
Oh, yeah, Sherman would be her brother, yeah.
Right, apparently she wanted us to contact him as well, apparently.
Well, I will, I guess, add that in. But for the moment, it sounds like she needs immediate help. I'm going to go check that out because we are basically the first responders tonight.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Well, hold on. Randy is going to lock down this as a crime scene because definitely, if nothing else, there has definitely been some vandalism. And
Randy is he's got like police tape, and he's attached it to some part of the building, and he's just sprinting around the whole building, just wrapping it in police tape. Don't worry, Randy, I got it all under control.
Yep, that's a good job, Randy. It looks like you've got everything.
Bernie, isn't it? Officer Bernie.
Officer Bernie, yes.
Just a question. What's going on with the Rangers? I know the chief was technically here, but there's always supposed to be a proper park ranger, not the chief, a proper park ranger in the building at all times. That's protocol. Something major has to be going on. She keep mentioning a watchtower burning. Like, is there a fire? Like, have they been called away for a fire or something?
I haven't heard anything about any fires. If there is one, nothing has been called in. Look, the police help the Rangers out a lot. The Rangers help out the police. I don't know what their protocol is. It's not really my business to know. Look, here's what's going to happen. I need to get on the road. I'm going to head down to Blue Gull and see if I can find Gina. Bernie is going to lock down what's here, and the other officers are going to come and start looking for Lester, I guess. You guys are going to have to give a statement. He's kind of looking at Randy, who is now like
maybe
trying to pick up pieces of glass and put them into evidence bags.
That's one.
Maybe
that's two.
Maybe you'd better come with me.
Well, I mean,
look, I think it might be better if you just come with me.
Well, I mean, I am acting apparently the only acting ranger here, and this is ranger business. So badge.
Gina seemed to say he like absentmindedly gestures to Ernest's badge. Gina also seemed to say the more people, the better. I think she kind of wanted as many people to get down there as possible. So
all right. Okay. Well, let's pile on in. Hey, Randy.
Yep. What's up, Bernie?
I just need you to pin down the fort here.
Sprinting all the way over and stands right in front of Bernie.
Look, Nancy will be here soon, and she'll help you start looking for Lester. We might try and get a...
Lester? Nesta. That's from Tintin.
We're going to try and get a... Look, you just stay here, all right? You can radio me if there's any issues, but you just hold down the fort, collect some more evidence.
Randy... at the word radio, pulls his radio from like the clip where it was inside his jacket, twirls it like a revolver perfectly, catches it, then drops it, picks it up, and then like points it, and like with the antenna like wobbling, he's like, "You got it."
Great, thanks, partner.
Partner. Oh, I like that. That's it. And he's walking away. He's like, "That sounds official. Let's go like a partner. Like some crime."
He comes on the radio. I like it.
I like it. Randy out.
All right.
Bye! He then runs away back to the station again.
Bernie piles you in. I think you guys would be in the back seat while Bernie's in the front seat. He sets the lights spinning and turns out of the driveway and begins heading back down the road. As he does so, he absentmindedly comments, Alistair, looks like your back window's broken. You know that?
Yeah, I noticed.
That is dangerous. You shouldn't be driving with that.
It wasn't. I think maybe the chief did that.
Right.
Or someone.
This is one of those nights, huh?
Sure is.
Okay. Look.
You ever read? Any of you ever read Outsider?
Sorry?
Any of you ever read The Outsider?
No.
It's very similar to this. It's by Stephen King.
Great.
I listened to the audiobook.
If I just give you this clipboard...
You should listen to it.
With the forms to fill out, maybe you guys could write down your statements while I'm driving.
Okay, Alistair...
That would save me time.
Alistair takes it from him and gives it to Ernest. It's like, you can start...
I need a pen.
Alistair produces one from somewhere in some pocket.
Thank you, yes.
And as he is like looking out the window, and Ernest, you looking at him, he looks quite shaken, obviously, but he almost has like an air of excitement, or like, it's like if it wasn't for the fact that he's clearly not, you could almost swear that he was like smiling with like almost like an exhilaration of clearly he's upset, but also this is really quite exciting in kind of a very scary way.
In a morbid fascination.
In a morbid way.
All right. As you are driving along, you are barreling down what is now a dirt track that is leading you around the base of the mountain. You are heading out to the left-hand side of the island, away from town. There are a few houses here and there, but not a lot. As you are rushing through the deep forest, the headlights illuminating the trees, you can hear the music is turned down low. Bernie is kind of humming to himself as he occasionally responds to the radio, crackling with updates of the other police deploying and a ambulance being dispatched up to the ranger station. Country roads, taking land where I belong.
Copyrighted noises.
I don't think you could copyright me on that.
Probably.
What are the two of you doing while you are in the car?
Ernest is going to pull his bag up from the ground and set it on his lap, and he's going to unzip it and have a little look at the things inside it.
Ernest, oh my goodness.
You can do it.
So similar. Which one do I play again? Alistair.
Who am I?
Who am I in this life? Alistair kind of finishes the statement and signs it and pops it on the passenger seat in front of them, and then peers into the bag as well.
Look at this graph. Anyway, what do I find?
All right, roll to see the quality of information that you found.
A natural 12.
Ooh!
All right, you seem to have found most of the relevant stuff. As you're sorting through here, this is going to take some investigation, but you find, among other things, a list of names of missing people, a list of locations, a list of related newspaper articles and incidents, and a repeated phrase, watchtower burning. You find a couple of locations that stick out at you. One is Blue Gull Wreck, another is Hon Caves. There are names of places in town, names of other islands. Whatever Lester was doing, he seemed to be trying to track the movement of these missing persons, trying to find a pattern.
So, and Alistair's kind of talking low now so that Bernie can't hear over his own humming. So, I mean, it's up to you, but I think maybe we keep quiet about this, given, kind of going along with what you were saying before, at least for now.
That's not really seeing me in a great place with the other park rangers.
I know, but
I would like to get actually hired. I
think we just for now, until we figure out what's going on, we keep this under our belts, yeah?
Well, whatever this watchtower burning business is, he holds out one of the pieces which has the term underlined a few times. There's not a watchtower burning, so this has some type of meaning to it. The Rangers have heaps of terms for different events, for different things that are going on. A bushfire, a flood, teenagers, all that type of stuff. There is different terminology, different slang. Every station has its own.
You sure it doesn't just mean a watchtower? It's kind of cryptic. Do Rangers have watchtowers? I mean, you might.
Yeah. Yep.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's a thing. In large reserves, we have watchtowers
for fires and stuff.
Yep, fire watchtowers.
Okay.
They have multiple meanings. They're different outposts. They're sometimes used by different people, but yeah.
So it could be a location, I suppose.
It could be a specific name for a watchtower.
Yeah.
Or a watchtower that's significant to the rest of this. And he gestures at the bag.
Right.
The bat.
Yeah, right, because it's going to be the bat.
You hear Bernie go, all right, we're getting close. As you round a corner, you emerge from the dense trees and into more of a coastal lull in the ground. And what you can see now, Alistair, you have seen this site before, but this is completely new to you, Ernest. What you can see is a rocky inlet, a place where when the tide comes in, the water expands up into this sort of almost like a floodplain. And listing to one side, run aground in this inlet, is a massive freighter. Even from here, you can see that it is heavily rusted and disused. You can see that there is pieces of metal and hull plating that have come loose and are lodged in the rocks around it. You can also see from here, as the tide laps at the very back of the boat, you can see a light in the bridge at the very top. As Bernie pulls off the road as close as he can to the freighter itself and steps out, he rummages around in the back and pulls out a very industrial, high-powered like spotlight flashlight. And as he points it down into a little rocky trail that leads out towards where this ship is run aground, you can see the faded, peeling paint that says Blue Gull on the side of the ship. But he says, all right, I'm going to go investigate. I need you guys to stay here. I'm going to have my radio on me. You can call me from the one in the truck.
Bernie,
the truck has a higher range, so if anyone calls in, you need to relay
here.
to me. What?
Well, if we're here, Gina said she needs backup. We're going to come with you.
I am the backup in this situation, and I
No,
can see that there is a light
we
up there. He starts like
together
flashing the torch
are the backup.
on and off. Well, you might think that, but you would be wrong because you were not, I guess... Oh, well. He looks at Ernest.
Gestures at his patch.
This gets messy. I don't really remember what the manual says.
Bernie,
Park ranger.
put it this way.
I'm a park
One
ranger.
person is in danger.
me, I'm a
One
park
more
ranger.
person... Thank you, Ernest. One more person going in danger. Okay, 3 more people together as a group, stronger.
Also, I'm a park
And
ranger.
Alistair starts walking down.
And he's
I
town
don't-
security.
I don't
This
like your
is
logic.
Town security?
Well, technically, he's already going. I mean, I don't... He kind of looks back at the car that's now empty. I don't really want to leave one of you with the car.
So are you coming?
All right. He starts heading down the trail after you as you descend into the rocky shore towards Blue Gull Wreck. The tide rises. It creeps over stone and pebble, cold and deep. It eats at the shore. The tide rises, bringing shadow and chill to the deep woods. The pines rustle and quake at what is to come. The tide rises, infesting the dreams of the sleepers as dark things creep in the shadows and slip through the water. Welcome to the archipelago of Hookbar. Join our young investigators.
Ernest Marsh, former Boy Scout and newly commissioned Park Ranger. Is that good? Is that everything?
And Alistair Stern.
How did you know my name? No, get that thing. I will key your car. Get that out of my face.
As they unravel twisted mysteries and seek the supernatural.
Behold, the city of the gnomes, and here, Schmal Schmarks, founder of Schmommunism.
Silently moving through the water beside you is a wall of flesh. Giant, eyeless, pale. It stretches on forever. Ah, that's a big fish. I wonder if you could dynamite a sucker that big.
Hello, Winston Wither, local kook, and I believe on a spiritual level the chutney needs to have big bits on. Why are you going?
Excuse me.
I need to interview the. Why are you going?
Your turn, sunshine.
Beware, mother. She'll stop at nothing.
Find the
Child before she will.
Protect the child. Randy's gonna get ya.
The time has come. Mother will drown the world and we will be the new beginning. Children of the tide, the time has come.
Hey, Ernest, you ever think maybe this was a bad idea? Getting involved with this?
Oh yeah, a little bit, but I mean we're handling it pretty well.